Mark your calendars for Saturday, September 26th, when KOSU brings Hidden Brain to Oklahoma City. Join host Shankar Vedantam, the voice behind one of public radio's most listened to shows, as he brings the Perceptions Tour to OKC. That's September 26th at 6 p.m. Tickets go on sale Tuesday at 9 a.m. at kosu.org/tickets.
Support for the Red Dirt DnD podcast comes from Home Creations, Oklahoma City builders providing homes in the OKC metro for over 40 years. New home safety features include anchor bolts, oriented strand board, and tornado straps in the event of severe weather. Features and locations at homecreations.com.
Welcome to Red Dirt D&D. I'm Michael Cross, and I play Elias Stone, a human cleric.
I'm Connor Shenold. I play Sable, a half-elf rogue.
I'm Johnny Payne, and I play August E. Graymore, a human fighter.
I'm Carrie Hester, and I play Moxie, a tiefling bard.
And I'm Brooke Bullock, your DM. Please join us as we explore the curse of the Clockwork City. In the Underdark of Larivant, the city of Velanzar, alive with whispering intrigue and ritual precision, breathes far below the overworld of the land of Tanvarel. Caverns of carved stone bear sigils of ancient houses, and among them, House Thorn stands immaculate, ordered, powerful, untouchable. Minthra Thorn moves through its halls like a shadow with a purpose. Although an adult and already fluent in power, she listens while others speak. She watches while others boast. At her mother Zenthra's side, Minthra learns that a house is not built on cruelty alone, but on structure, loyalty, and carefully measured fear. Minthra has learned how borders are enforced, how assets are controlled, how chaos is strangled before it is allowed to breathe, and how Thorn thrives. In fact, other drow houses think it thrives too well. Jealous whispers coil through Velkanzar, rival houses smiling in council, sharpening knives in private. Adversaries that turn their prayers towards something older, something hollow, and indeed, Zaname, the Hollowed One, answers. The plague on House Thorn does not arrive with drums or omens. It seeps from the breath of a servant into House Thorn. Flesh pales, skin sloughs. Worse still, the disease protests quarantine and spreads through touch, breath, proximity itself. Mercy becomes a liability. Panic in Zelanzar is given a name, House Thorn. Their power starts to crumble. The hierarchy of Velanzar fractures. Decrees are issued in sanctimonious tones for the good of Velkanzar. To stop the spread, no Thorn must survive. As Minthra moves through the corridors of House Thorn, vengeance and fear follows her like a curse. Shouts of war, the crack of spells, the wet final sounds of a house being erased. The name Thorn is dying behind her, syllable by syllable, breath by breath. Zenthra Thorn makes her final command, escape. Her eldest, Palinthra, is ordered to hold the line, to buy time with blood and spell. The younger children are sent fleeing into the dark tunnels beyond the city. The siblings argue in the dark. The Underdark is all they've ever known. It's cruel, but familiar. Minthra sees what the others refuse to see. The hunt will never end down here. The Underdark remembers blood too well, and so she leaves them. Minthra does not look back until the screaming starts. She turns and hesitates, and then steels herself, an iron facade descending on her form and imprisoning any grief. Alone, Minthra climbs toward a world she has only studied in ledgers and reports. The overworld is blinding, chaotic, inefficient, but it is free. And after a time, Ironspire rises before her on the horizon. Iron towers, steam-choked streets, gears grinding in defiance of nature itself. Here, power wears different masks. Guilds, societies, city councils instead of houses, but Minthra quickly understands their structure.
The Sapphire Society notices her quickly. She brings order where there was sprawl, discipline where there was only ambition. She does not inspire loyalty with warmth, but with results. Operations tighten, enemies disappear quietly, profits stabilize. The society grows sharper, deadlier, and soon Minthra Thorn becomes indispensable. Years later, amidst a new generation of recruits, one finally catches her eye. A half-elf boy with guarded eyes and a spirit forged in the fires of loss. Where others see a burden, Minthra sees potential. And then she learns that plague orphaned the boy. An emotion deep within Minthra's heart rattles its cage. She snatches the boy off the streets like a rare jewel. The boy has survivability, the rarest trait of all.
And as this memory fades, we see Minthra standing alone on a topmost Ironspire balcony. Only the tower of the Arcane Collegium and a few of the airship docks stand taller. In fact, it is an approaching Zeppelin that seems to have caught her attention in the early morning light. For a moment, she watches it as it docks near another ship that arrived last evening. Her gaze drifts across the city to an area just outside of the Shadow Shore district, mostly scattered bars and taverns and a mishmash of lodging. A sardonic smile pulls at the corners of her mouth. Friends, he called them. Minthra turns her head slightly to glance over his shoulder. I suppose we'll find out. And in the shadows of that Shadow Shore district, in a bar that we know well, the Siren Song, some dramatic news has just been delivered from Moxie's messenger that several of the people that she was delivering notes to are gone. In fact, Dr. Stonecipher had been just kidnapped straight out of her office, straight out of Ironspire Medical, as she was trying to deliver the note. And she's rushed back here to the Siren Song and delivered this news.
So you just saw her go?
Well, there was all this hubbub and stuff, and they said that she'd been taken.
Oh, so you didn't actually see her go?
Well, no, it was evidently right after. The whole place was abuzz.
You didn't see who took her? Did they say anything about who took her?
No, I didn't ask. Just the men came in and grabbed her.
I know, and you just rushed back here to tell. That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Harmony.
welcome.
It's wonderful. We gotta go. And we all here?
Yeah.
I believe everybody's gathered their things. You guys are ready to roll?
You got everything you needed, Sable?
Yeah, I'm ready to leave.
All right.
Are we going to the docks or are we heading to Ironspire Medical?
Let's go straight to the docks. I don't know unless you think there's something we need to investigate there, do you think there's information you can find out if we go there first?
I think we have a good assumption that it's Xalon that took her.
Right.
So we could be meeting her in the Haunted Isles.
And I'm guessing it's got to be Xalon, but even if we go to the medical center, it's not like they're going to identify Xalon. It's going to be just goons of his, so they're not going to be able to know who he is, unless there's something in her office that we might be able to find out. She left something behind, maybe.
Brooke, did Harmony tell us that the other letters were undeliverable as well? Do I already have that information?
Yes, she said that none of them were around. But Dr. Stonecipher was the only one in which, something had just happened.
Right. Witnesses.
Dun, dun, dun.
Steven's not still here, right? He was sent out.
Yep, he's already left.
That's what I thought.
So also Mrs. Morningstar and
Logan.
we know about Logan and the
Yuri.
priestess, Yuri the priestess. Yes.
They didn't try to kidnap Rhapsody, but she lives here, so.
All right, well, I think let's head on down to the docks.
So, that's the
Go ahead
question.
and
Do
get
we
out of
want to
here.
go to the medical center first and see if there's any clues there?
I don't know if she would have had enough time to have prepared anything.
Help. And
I don't think she really thought that they would
I don't think we're
kidnap
gonna.
her.
I don't think we're gonna learn anything that we don't already have at least a very good idea about. So, I mean, the best we can hope for is that our ship is lighter than theirs, and maybe we can get there faster.
yeah.
Very good. So you guys hoof it across town. Rhapsody joins you as you hoof it across town toward the mooring tower of Ironspire airships. There's a couple of towers that rise like needles of brass and stone. The upper platforms are wrapped in scaffolds and gantries, and there's docking arms that you can see from there. But two vessels have been moored there One of them, a brilliantly looking dirigible of copper and brass, big glass windows in the lower passenger compartment, is starting to drift gently away from one of those docks, turning its nose toward the eastern horizon where sunlight spills across the clouds. And for a moment, this airship is just perfectly framed, a glorious silhouette of copper and canvas and ambition. And for those of you with pretty good eyesight, you might be able to see a wonderfully elegant script along the bottom of the passenger hull that says the Copper Dragon.
I'm guessing that one's not ours.
No, remember, we're on the second kiss.
A floating ship made of metal. Perfect.
Well, that's the one we're following, so
There you
let's
go.
get aboard the second kiss.
So you guys hoof it up the staircases or the lifts, perhaps, right? The steam and ether powered lifts up to the top of the second tower. The gentle morning crispness greets you. And on this platform, there is a rugged looking dirigible balloon with metal banding wrapping around it in 3 places, kind of fore, middle, and aft. It has a metallic reinforced nose, somewhat resembling the prow of a sailing ship. There's a narrow walkway that runs the length of the dirigible balloon on either side of this outer envelope, and there are ladders that are built into the frame that probably allow some type of maintenance work or something. They go all the way to the top, and you can tell there's some type of, like, maybe observation deck or something on the very top of the balloon of the dirigible itself. There is on this side, you can see a massive ether-powered engine, and it's got frames that extend above and below to secure it to the main cabin. You can also see that there are some walkways that make it possible to reach this engine nacelle if you need to, catwalks that connect to the ones that go all the way around. The main cabin itself looks to be about maybe 3 levels. The lowest level looks kind of narrow and short, doesn't go the whole length, but the other 2 look very nice. The middle one has big windows on it with some less than pristine glass, but you can still see inside. And there's a few people moving about inside of that main cabin area. And as you step up to that, an elf with a clipboard comes walking toward you all. Can I help you?
We've got passage on the ship.
Feels like that would be a rhapsody.
A Rhapsody or you?
Hey, yeah, my mom, she bought us plane tickets on this hunk of junk. Let's get it moving.
Oh, yes. Well, we just have a few things that we have to double check here first. You know, procedures and things like
Can
that.
I reach out towards his clipboard?
Yeah, he's standing right there in front of you.
Can I snatch his clipboard?
You could certainly try.
What am I rolling?
Probably some type of athletics.
Okay.
Rhapsody, by the way, reaches out and gives you guidance.
Hell yeah.
Touches you on the shoulder.
Oh, I only got a 1, but she tried.
She tried.
As a mother, she has a hard time condoning violence. I got a 23.
Okay, very good. If it meets it, it beats it, right? So you're reaching out, you just miss it, like your fingers get on it, he kind of pulls it back. He's like, excuse me?
Can I give myself Bardic?
You could. I'm so nice, retroactive Bardic.
I got 6 on top of that.
Okay, so he's about to pull it away, and then you realize you need to readjust, like you somehow are inspired.
I snatch his clipboard.
Excuse me?
I throw it like a frisbee off the tower.
What are you doing?
Screw your checklist. We gotta leave now.
We have procedures here.
Get on this boat or I'm leaving you behind.
And people start filing past you, right? Rhapsody for sure. Thank you very much, sir. She pats him on the shoulder, so.
Meanwhile, the Copper Dragon is going through its extensive checklist, and we're like just heading off into nowhere, not following anything.
No, they already set sail.
Yeah, it was
I
a
know.
pre-flight checklist.
And he's very flustered. He becomes incredibly flustered. Rhapsody passes by him and touches him, thank you. And there's some type of little shimmer that goes across his face. He becomes very confused. He's like, wait, hi, huh?
And we all just storm onto the boat. We just march right past it.
Greeting you at the gangway is a halfling with big, thick black hair and really thick sideburns. He's wearing a leather set of coveralls. He's got these big, thick safety glasses on his forehead, just off of his eyes. And he's like, come on, come on, come on.
I'm glad you understand your urgency. Your clipboard man back there wasn't getting it.
I know, they came in and they started doing all types of checks and stuff. It was all bureaucratic mess. They hardly ever do that kind of thing.
Oh, that's not even his clipboard.
I'm wondering.
Oh, no, that's Xalon for sure.
Yeah, we were told to stall. All right, what's your name?
I'm Lanks.
Lanks, what is your job here?
I am chief co-pilot of the Second Kiss. Captain Farrah Winslow is up in the control panel. She'll meet you guys a little bit later.
Let's go.
All right.
Follow that ship, and I point to the copper dragon.
Yep, we got it. And you guys all scurry aboard this main cabin for passengers and crew and such. It feels kind of like faded Victorian elegance, right? The brass along the wainscot is slightly dull. The craftsmanship and beauty at one time must have been enthralling, but now it looks a little dated. The memory of wealth lingers here. There's a faint vibration underfoot, and you hear some noise from outside. You know, you hear, "Lines ready!" And that call echoes on the other side, and then you can hear a very faint hissing sound, and another voice yells out, "Release!" And that also gets echoed a couple of times. You hear some clamps disengage with a heavy mechanical thunk, and there's a rattle of like some retracting arms. If you happen to be looking out the windows, you see some ropes that are being retracted up, almost like reverse spider webs in a way, kind of being retracted up off of the dockings. And this dirigible begins to drift away from the tower, and there's this low hum that starts to build, and then the external propellers on these engines that are lazy at first in their rotation pick up, and the sound deepens into a steady, confident thrum, and you feel yourself pull away from the dock. The city of Ironspire is down below in layers. You see the street districts, you see some iron bridges, a couple of smokestacks that are gently exhaling some plumes, and tiny figures maybe down at the base of the tower pause to look up, maybe a couple wave as you guys start moving eastward off of Ironspire. Lynx has closed up the hatch and done some other things. He's very busy walking back and forth a little bit. Rhapsody goes over in this main area. It's almost like a dining cabin. It's got some dated artwork, some scuffed hardwood. It's broad cabin, about 25 feet across, and kind of looks like the fine dining room, or used to be fine dining, of an upscale inn. There are tables with high-backed benches both sides and a walkway through the middle of it. There are a couple other passenger folks that are there on the Second Kiss as well. And again, this energetic halfling, Lanks, he comes back by. You have any luggage? You need any luggage? I can put away your luggage.
I think we're all set there, bud.
Okay, very good. Well, if you need anything, let us know. This level is the dining hall and the observations, from here. You can see out the windows, all those great stuff. The control room, the captain's cabin, that's up there at the fore. Locked doors is not available for folks, but the upper deck above us has your private staterooms if you've rented those. There's also a society lounge and a ladder out to the keelway if you want to go up all the way to the observation deck on the very top, but please don't go without a crew member.
I lean down to Lynx and I kind of point a thumb over at the other passengers, and I ask him, hey, are these guys going all the way to the Hornet Isles, or are we leaving them at the port?
No. And you look over and you can see what appears to be a dwarven female, very ostentatiously dressed. Like there are all kinds of accoutrements in her very short dwarven beard, but it's looking very, very stylish. Somewhat uncharacteristically for dwarven fashion, she's wearing a big hat that almost gives Easter vibes off of the whole thing, and she's sitting there in one of the booths. There is also a very eloquent looking man. He's dressed in some finery. He's sitting on the opposite side of the Dwarf Lady.
Does he also have a hat on?
He does not have a hat on, no. But dressed very eloquently. Looks, he's got the 3-button style tunic with duster and looks very sharp. He just barely looks up as you guys come in. He's reading some multi-layer pamphlet. What's everyone's passive perception,
18.
by the way?
17.
Okay.
I think mine is like 18 as well. Oh, no, sorry. My passive insight is 18.
Okay.
My passive perception is only 13.
13.
Yeah. All right, there we go.
I'm really good at vibes, but not details.
Yeah. For sure. And the dwarf kind of little ruffled forebrow, Moxie, you notice the dwarven lady has a little kind of ruffled forebrow. So like, what is this group doing here? And then quickly looks down once you kind of almost make eye contact, or realize that they're staring just a little bit.
But what did Lake say?
What's that?
I asked him, are they going all the way to the haunted isles, or we're leaving them at the port?
I'm so sorry.
I thought I missed that too. I was like, wait a minute.
That was in my brain. Sorry, I answered you in my brain.
So the only passengers are her dwarven lady and
then this refined-looking gentleman.
Human?
Yeah. Yes, appears to be human.
And they're sitting together.
They are sitting apart, definitely apart from each other, opposite side of the room here. So Lank says, "Oh no, they're just going to Stormhaven.
How long will it take for us to get to Stormhaven?
Stormhaven is only half day, depending on the weather."
I understand that.
Well, it looks like clear skies today, so
So are we mooring in Stormhaven for the evening, or are people disembarking and we are going straight to the Haunted Isle?
Lynx gives you a wry smile. He's like, "Well, it's always best for customer business if we actually moor and let them off. We can throw them, but they don't tend to come back."
Are we staying overnight? Or are we just immediately going to drop them off and leave?
Yeah, and he reaches into his overalls and pulls out a crumpled piece of paper and looks at it and goes, "Yeah, no, we're just stopping, filling people off, and then we're moving on. We are going," and he seems to kind of register exactly where you're going. He's like, "We're going, oh man, I hate it when she takes orders like that," and he folds it back up and just gives you a look like, you know where you're going.
Well, we know exactly. And how long will it take to get from Stormhaven to that location?
Usually just like another day, sometimes the whole trip from here to that place. Stupid adventurers and they're around, gotta go get her. And he mumbles something to himself. The whole thing is about a day and a half.
All right.
as they were talking about at least Haunted Isles, Dr. Stone's never very quiet. So
at least they didn't say it. They kept saying the other place.
yeah, the two passengers, as the Haunted Isles get mentioned, I just kind of want to glance over at them and see if there's any reaction.
Alrighty. Probably some type of insight.
Okay, so insight, that's a modified 20.
Fantastic. The dwarven figure does indeed just kind of barely like lift their eyes and kind of look that way and, darts their eyes back and forth and then sees you maybe looking that way and lowers their eyes back down. The elegant looking man, he seems to have no reaction whatsoever. He appears to not be paying attention at all. So.
Okay.
I want to make eye contact with Sable and then kind of like look over towards the elegant man, and then I'm going to kind of jerk my head over towards the dwarvish lady. And then I'm gonna message, oh yeah, I can do this.
So as you try to message, you get like a block.
Does that count?
Uh-huh.
That's very inconvenient. What if you're in trouble?
Uh-huh. So it's the ring of mind shielding, and the thing with Sable is he does not know magic, so I don't think he would know that I can allow you access.
He has all the safety protocols on. Like everything is blocked.
Well, then I'm just going to give a confused look and then just point to myself and start walking towards the dwarfish lady.
And I'll go sit near the human.
He seems scarier, so I'm going to send Sable to that guy.
I'm just gonna sit near him, like not in a right next to him kind of way. Just this seat's available, so I'm just gonna take it.
You said this was set up kind of like a dining car,
right?
So could I sit like across from her so I'm facing her?
You could sit down kind of in the same table area as her booth, so to speak, although they're not necessarily separated by back walls or anything like that. There are 5 of them in the course of the main cabin here, and the gentleman is at the very front one on the left near the fore of the ship, and the dwarf is at the very first one as you walk on the gangplank here on the right. at the back, so to speak. And there isn't a table right next to the Elegant Man. There are stairs that are going up right across from that table, but there is a table across the aisle from the dwarf. So you could sit on the other side of the table and be looking at them, or you could sit beside them.
I don't want to sit beside her. I want to sit across from her.
Yeah.
And then the stairs next to the Elegant Man?
Yes.
Does that lead to the captain's area?
It leads to an upper deck that has the private quarters in it, and then also there's like a lounge up there and a game room up there.
Okay.
Shuffleboard.
Yeah.
By the way, to your right, as you come in the gangway, that's all sealed up now, but to your right is a big double door that looks out evidently onto some type of like aft patio that's open aired. It looks like it's got a railing around it, but it's open aired. So
Is Lake still here?
yeah, he's still standing
Excellent.
there.
Are there any other passengers on this?
No, just you guys.
All right, just the 5 of us and these 2 guests who are going to Stormhaven.
Yeah.
All right. I turn to Rhapsody. Do we have access to a place to stay, sleep?
Oh yes, we are upstairs, the level right above us, and I took suite 5, but I also got you guys suites 7, 8, and 9. Sorry that you may have to bunk up.
Well, I think that August and I will bunk together, and the 2 of you can have your own spaces.
So I want to sit across from this dwarvish lady. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to approach her table.
Yes.
And I'm going to say, oh, pardon me, mind if I join you?
Well, I was gonna try to keep it private.
You know, what I find my favorite thing about traveling is making new friends. I think we could share a cup of tea, have a conversation.
Okay, I guess so.
Say, I do have a decent persuasion if you wanted me to roll anything.
You can.
Because we are playing D&D.
Or you could just, how would you try to persuade yourself to sit next to this?
You and I had a conversation at the beginning of this campaign.
Yes.
That a lot of the merchant class are dwarfs, and a lot of the business class people are dwarfs. That's why Moxie knows Dwarvish.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask Lank to find me his best bottle of whatever is a fancy dwarf drink, because she seems fancy, because she's got fancy jewels in her beard. So like fancy dwarvish wine or something. And then, hey, Lank, bring me a bottle of Jeweler's Delight. And then I'm gonna say to her in Dwarvish, you know, a ship like this, I don't know if they would have Jeweler's Delights, but we can make do, I guess, in Dwarvish and see if she responds that way.
Yeah. And she just kind of nods and smiles as you're talking.
Can I do an insight?
Oh, sure.
Is this Kobe? I want my insight to be on, is this an actual well-to-do dwarf, or is this someone wearing a hat of disguise?
Gotcha.
I was about to make the comment that his accent for her was very Kobe-esque. Kobe was not at the bar when we left.
I sent him off. I picked insight as my skill to have expertise with my new feat for today, so I get a +8 on it now. That's a dirty 20.
That's a dirty 20. If you think it's Kobe, what would tip you off?
The giant hat and the fact that it doesn't seem like a dwarf. And then in common, I will add, unless you'd rather a bottle of maple syrup.
And you see the eyes widen just a tiny bit, and there's this little lick of the lip.
And I look over at Sable, and I'm going to try to message Sable again, and there's a block. Can I, knock? Can I mentally knock on Sable's mind block? Can I poke him?
What do you think?
Would you feel a knock?
Do you feel...
You don't know anything about magic.
On the mind shield, on a ring of mind shielding, do you feel when someone's trying to penetrate it? Do you feel something being rebuffed?
When you do what she's doing, do you know if it goes or fails?
Right? I think she knows if it connects or not.
I know it. It seemed last time that it didn't work.
The only thing with Ring of Mind Shielding says creatures can telepathically communicate with you only if you allow it. So I don't know if I would sense your mind knocking.
Only if you allow it.
Something at him.
Only if you allow it. Yeah. I kind of feel like you might feel like a womma-wom, you know.
Like something's trying to contact you.
Yeah, but you don't know what it
You hear
is.
the footsteps walking up to the door.
As you're approaching the Elegant Man, right? Or
I'd taken a seat near him, but not near him, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of in between where Moxie's sitting at and where he's at.
Perfect.
Just to kind of keep.
I'm just gonna sit down across the table from, and then look over at Sable and say, "Hey, Sable, it's our favorite syrup aficionado is joining us for a trip today. Our lady dwarf friend,
Kobina.
And again, like you have nailed it, right? So the wide eyes, the lick of the lips, it's syrup, and then this lady dwarf like leans in and she goes, "I'm a dwarf.
I know, we've been practicing dwarves.
I'm a dwarf. It's really good."
Yes, it's very good at disguise.
Yes.
How did you pay to get on the ship? I don't give you money.
Kobe dwarf, right? His eyes dart back and forth, and he shrugs.
I will say, if they are still in the same room, I did kind of like, I don't want to say shout across the room, but I did say loud enough for Sable to hear it across the room. It's our friend, Kobina. So if they're still in the room, they would have heard that.
That's true.
Can I walk over and sit next to this woman?
Kobina.
Dr. Stone just bumps right in next to the booth.
Say, Kobe.
Kobina.
That's not my name.
Kobe.
Yeah, what? I mean,
Yes.
who?
What name are you going by?
Yusa.
Yusa. Aren't you supposed to be watching the bar?
No, I was told to get away and be a dwarf.
Because he didn't, listen, he was going to watch the bar, but he didn't come back. We had to leave kind of quickly, so I didn't have time to change his orders, and he's very literal.
Right. Okay. So no one is watching the bar.
That's not true. Ari is watching the bar. Otto is watching the bar. I think Steven's also weirdly keeping an eye on it from a distance.
I understand that people are watching the siren song. My problem was the whole idea behind the hat.
I know, was that I was at the bar.
Looked like you had not left.
I
and
know.
that maybe even sometimes they could look like Sable had not left.
Well, what do you want? You want to throw him off?
Kobe?
Yes.
We're away from the dock. He's going to land in the ocean.
Okay, Kobe, I guess you're along for the ride.
I'm the help.
Okay, so there's this other person on here. That's not one of your friends, is it?
I don't know who it is.
Okay.
I'll get up and come over and say, "You're not rooming with me."
Oh no, I have a place.
You have your own room.
Well, kinda.
Again, you don't have any money. Do you just turn back into Kobe and hide behind stuff?
Maybe.
You are an incredibly resourceful little creature.
He is very scrappy. Scrappy is the word I tend to use.
Okay, so we don't know who this other person is.
Right, so that was back to my original line of questioning. Were you here when he got on?
No, I came from up the stairs, and then he was already there.
Okay.
I mean, I can go talk to him.
But will you do me a favor? And will you join me in my conversation with this man?
Do you need my charisma?
Yeah.
I do have a maxed out charisma that we don't use enough.
Exactly. and also you have an insight as well. But I do have a decent insight. I am going to touch you, give you guidance, and let's go talk to this guy.
August, do you want to go up to the crow's nest?
I'll keep close to you, yes.
I'm gonna grab a crew worker and we're gonna head up to the crow's nest.
Yeah. So Lanx during that conversation has like slipped away.
Right. He has a job.
He has a job to do. But there are a couple of people moving back and forth from the stairs at the front that are coming down, and one that comes in from the patio. Both are young ladies, and they are both kind of dressed, for lack of a better phrase, kind of pirate style, kind of swashbuckly sort of. The one that comes down the stairs that are across from the elegant man's table, we'll call it table 1 since it's at the fore of the thing. She turns and comes down the aisle, and her tunic, again, very swashbuckler style, is very deeply V'd and has a red sash around her waist that dangles down.
Is Rhapsody still in the room, I would assume?
Yeah. Rhapsody is...
lean over to Rhapsody. Hey, how did you know the captain of this ship?
Captain Farah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do things together.
Okay, that's where I thought this was going. Okay.
Mox, we did business together.
No, I just also know that you were the captain of a ship of women pirates.
Sometimes, you get a certain age and you need to diversify.
I'm just saying that the captain was probably one of your crew, right?
Perhaps.
Okay, and then they branched off and had their own pirate ship full of women pirates.
It is a vessel of commerce.
Exactly. Opportunistic commerce. Sometimes I forget that you lived like 3 lifetimes before I even showed up.
That's true.
Go make yourself at home in your private suite, Your Majesty.
Yeah, I'll go check in. she is kind of following August and Sable, who have headed down the aisle of this dining cart area at the main cabin here. The woman is blonde, appears to be half-elven, and she approaches you two gentlemen and kind of looks back and forth between the two and throws on all the bartender charm, right? She smiles really big, kind of rolls those shoulders back a little bit and say, "Welcome aboard the Second Kiss, gentlemen. What can I do for you?"
We'd like a tour up to the crow's nest.
Well, sure. Now, do you want to go all the way up to the observation deck, or do you just want to head over to the level right above us to the lounge?
All the way.
Oh, I like men with adventure. By the way, and she holds out a hand very firmly and says, "By the way, I'm Aquata. If you need anything, let me know."
There's 2 females.
There are. One came in from the front, down the stairs that lead up. The other came from the back, kind of right behind you guys, from the aft balcony, right? The little, not quite as bravado, doesn't take quite as much courage to go out onto that one as it does the observation deck at the very top.
All right.
But here at the fore, Aquata shakes hands with you, shakes hands with Sable, sticks her hand out, gives Sable a good handshake.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then says, "Follow me, gentlemen." And she turns to the stairs and starts going up the stairs onto the second level. And you guys see there's a hallway that goes down to your right. The staterooms are right down there at the end. This first door on the left and the right, those are our gaming room and our society lounge. I'll check in with you later to see if you have the badge for that. But right here, and just to her left, are some stairs that can go on up across the hallway. Now, right up here, we'll have a little landing. I'll open the door and we'll be on the walkway outside. It'll Z up the side of the dirigible. Depending on the weather, it can be kind of windy, but you guys look strong enough to be able to handle it.
We'll hold on.
All right. And so she walks you up the next little flight, and then there's a little landing, and she says to Sable, "Will you shut that door behind us? Just make sure it's nice and..."
Yeah, sure, August. Close the door behind us.
She waits patiently for one of you guys to decide to be the doorman.
Close the door.
And then she opens up the other door, and chill morning air and a breeze, swirls in there. And there is a staircase with a railing that appears to be attached to the side of the dirigible, and it kind of Z's back and forth. And it takes about 45 feet or so to go up the dirigible. And then you get to a observation deck, which is basically just a platform on the very top of the dirigible that has about a 4-foot wall all the way around it. And the view up here is absolutely magnificent. You can see the landscape pulling away. You guys are basically out into the bay now of the peninsula from Ironspire, and the morning sunlight is just fantastic. It's very crisp, and the wind is blowing what would feel like a steady 25, 30 miles an hour. Like, it's definitely windy up here. But don't seem to have any problems with it. There are benches all around the edge of this observation deck that you can sit on if you're so inclined, or however you might want to move.
I'm going to head towards what would be the front of the ship and
Yes.
kind of look out and see about how far ahead is the Copper Dragon. Do I even see it?
Excellent. So this sits kind of in the just past the middle of the dirigible, like 2/3 of the way back from it. And the observation deck is basically diamond shaped, but it's about 20 by 20 up here. And you do see the Copper Dragon up ahead, maybe a quarter mile, half mile, something along the lines of 400 yards, 800 yards. It's gleaming in the sunlight with its white dirigible canvas cover, and the copper is catching the sunlight on it.
Pull my rock of communication out and just say aft, and then put it back in my pocket.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna wait a moment and see if there's any reply,
Yeah.
and then put it back in my pocket.
Nicely done.
Do I see him run to the edge and start waiting?
And just about the time you think, oh, there's nothing going on, it crackles and you hear,
Sailing. Smooth sailing.
Safe?
Good.
Steady.
ABGB.
What was her name again? Aquata?
Aquata.
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 Because I think she's a siren.
Yeah. Is she still up here?
She is. She stays up there with you guys.
I'll turn to her.
Huge Cheshire cat smile. She's just enjoying it up here. It's amazing.
What do you know about that ship we're following?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's, natural 20. Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, that's the Copper Dragon. It belongs to Xalon Pearce. He is a casino owner in Ironspire, always taking people out and about. Sometimes they have games and gambling, and there are rumors of maybe, clandestine activities. And she kind of gives you a little look that happen on the barge for the wealthy and the elite.
The ship itself, do you know what model it is?
Oh, it's fairly new. Maybe about 5 or 6 years old. It hasn't endured like the Second Kiss has.
Oh, I'm sure the Second Kiss has endured quite a lot. About time to move on to the Third Kiss, right?
Oh, I don't know. Sometimes you find a place that just works really well. So Captain Winslow, she's semi-retired. She doesn't call us up much anymore. So whatever you and your crew are must be pretty special.
With the Copper Dragon being a newer ship, you know any of the new technology that went into it, possibly?
Oh, it's got full reliance on ether. I don't think it has any steam at all. We have a steam backup. We've upgraded to ether, so we can move at a pretty good pace. But our old steam turbines, we left those installed. Captain Farah always likes redundancy.
It's never a bad thing to be prepared. I've come to find ether should not be relied upon.
Oh, lots of people really like it, think it's the fuel of the future.
Well, call me old-fashioned.
Oh, speaking of, would you like anything to drink?
I think I'm good for now. August, do you want anything to drink?
I do like an old-fashioned.
Oh, very good. And she turns around and there's a cabinet that's at the back at the aft of this little observation thing, and she kneels down in such a way and opens up the doors and reaches in and pulls out some ice and a bottle and does a little mixing and then walks it back over to you and goes, first one's always free.
Same, and I'll take it.
And she says, well, you guys be nice and safe up here, right? I'm gonna go back downstairs. And she turns around and then pulls out from underneath the cabinet a sending stone and sets it there. She goes, whenever you're ready to come back down, we surely like to help accompany you, although I'm sure you're fine. Just give us a little buzz on the sending stone and someone can help escort you back down, just for safety purposes.
Of course.
Understood.
And then she turns and goes over, opens up the little gate on the 4-foot wall that's around there, closes it back and heads back down the open staircase. You see her disappear below the edge of the dirigible.
Fully ether ship.
I briefly made communication with Logan.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't seem to be in dire straits.
That's
I
good.
didn't want him to be standing around with a stone in his hand for long, so I kept it brief.
I'm glad he's safe for now.
Meanwhile, back down in the main cabin, the door to the flight deck opens, and Moxie and our dwarven patron and Dr. Stone and Rhapsody are all sitting there, and out steps a bronze-skinned tiefling who's missing one horn. It's been shorn off. She has on a very rugged-looking flight jacket, and she looks down the hallway and says, Rhapsody, keeping me in business. It's good to see ya. Why don't you introduce me to your crew?
Red Dirt D&D, Curse of the Clockwork City is Brooke Bullock as our Dungeon Master, Kiri Hester as Moxie, Connor Shenold as Sable, Johnny Payne as August E. Graymore, and I'm Michael Cross as Dr. Elias Stone. Our theme music comes from Ovani Sound. Our sound effects and additional music courtesy of Jeffrey McBride, Monument Studios, Describe.com, and TabletopAudio.com. Dice for the Red Dirt D&D cast provided by ST Way Gaming. You can find us at reddirtdnd.com. If you are enjoying Red Dirt D&D, make sure to subscribe, rate us, and leave a comment. Also, tell your friends about Red Dirt D&D. You can also support the show at patreon.com/reddirtdnd at whatever giving level works best for you. Join us next time as we discover more secrets in the Clockwork City.
This episode is over, but the laughs don't have to be. Join the Red Dirt RPG Patreon at the $5 tier or up to unlock outtakes featuring raw studio hilarity, weird, wild, wonderful off-script chaos, and the weekly nonsense that just didn't make the final episode.
Keep up to date with the coolest geek shenanigans in Oklahoma when you listen to the Okie Geek podcast. Stay in the know about upcoming conventions, comic books, and the nerdiest happenings in the Panhandle State. That way you don't miss out on things like live Mario Kart, Wizard comics, or board game conventions. Search for Okie Geek on the NPR app or wherever you get podcasts.